Good afternoon, folks. John here from J&P Outdoors. Today I'm going to do another episode on hunting the porcini mushroom, and I just want to be a little bit more detailed on what to look for in terms of the cap, the color underneath the cap, what to look for on the stem. And once we're done finding the porcini, we're going to take them back, clean them, slice them, vacuum seal them, and freeze them for later use. So stay with me. Let's go hunting for porcini mushrooms. So where you'll find porcini mushrooms are around conifers, trees like spruce or pine. We're in a pretty dense spruce forest at the moment, and chances are, well, we have a very high chance of finding porcini mushrooms here because we are in the middle of October, which is fall time in south central Ontario. We've had a lot of rain, particularly in the last few days. Now, we haven't had rain in a couple of days, but that doesn't mean we're not going to find mushrooms. They've had time to grow. It's been enough precipitation, which are the right ingredients. Well, temperature and precipitation are the right ingredients for any kind of mushroom to grow. And again, given that we're in a dense spruce forest, we should find some. We're in the perfect location for that. So let's go looking for them. So, looks like we found a fairly large one right under the spruce tree. Okay, that's a nice big one. I'll zoom in so you can have a look at that. It's about the size of my hand. Yeah, there we go. All right. So what you want to have is some kind of a folding knife, any kind of knife. I have a folding knife that I'm going to use to cut this. I hope you can see that. So this is a good find. And of course, I have a fair bit of experience on identifying these mushrooms. First of all, cut them from the stem. Don't pull them out. Okay, good rule of thumb. So I'm going to take my knife, cut it. Leave the stem in there. You can see that there's a little baby porcini right next to it. I'll leave that alone. Alright, so what is it that we're looking for? Alright, so there's our mushroom. They might look like they're a little bit bad on the underside, but in fact they're quite good. Now, there's the cap. All right. It's not quite the size of my hand, like I said, but maybe the palm of my hand. You can see that. Okay. Cap is brownish, red, or reddish brown. Okay. It almost looks fairly orange to me. There's a bit of an orange, brownish, red or reddish brown to the cap. Hope you can see that on the video. When they're young, the underside of the cap is white and fairly flat around. When they're more mature, like this one, they turn olive yellow Okay, and they get quite bumpy, and the cap gets quite bumpy as well. A little bit of slime on the cap. What you want to see under the cap are tubular pores. You can't really see that on the camera. Alright, so there you go. If we zoom closely into the underside of the cap, you can see these tiny little tubular pores. You see that? So you want to see that under the cap, okay? Alright, now, as for the stem, what you want to see is this web pattern. There we go. Under the cap, predominantly higher up on the stem, you'll see a web pattern. Okay? It's like a little web or a network. A network of tiny veins, almost. Okay? So that's the key feature of a porcini mushroom. Right? This one's good. Don't worry about the little cracks on the top of the cap. Alright? You might at first think that this is bad to eat. It's not bad to eat. Oh, and look at the bottom of the stem there. See how nice that is? No insects have taken to it. That's good. That means inside this stem we're not going to find any worms or insects or any bugs that have been having a feast on this. So that's good. I'm going to bag this one. And let's continue. I'm sure this is not the only porcini mushroom we'll find today. So let's go looking for more. Okay, so what we have here is potentially another good porcini mushroom. Let's cut it and let's properly ID this mushroom. Okay, so get my knife out. Now it looks pretty beaten up. There's a pair there, but second one looks pretty chewed up, so I'm going to leave that one. Although the meat on it looks very, very nice. Now sometimes the net pattern is a little dried out, but again we have the correct color on the top of the cap. This is a mature porcini. We've got the correct coloring for mature porcini on the underside of the cap, that olive yellow. Okay, and if I zoom in for you, you'll see the tubular pores, and on the stem got a bit of a shadow going, but if you I'll go on the underside. There we go. If you look carefully enough, you will see that network, sort of like a web. Okay, so we've positively ID'd the porcini mushroom. Do not confuse other mushrooms that may look like this with the porcini. If they do not have this pattern on the stem, then they're not the porcini. They might be a good mushroom, but they're not the porcini. Today we are talking only about porcini mushrooms. Again, I'm using the Italian name for this mushroom, but these are otherwise known as king boletes, ceps, or penny buns. Okay, or king boletes. I'm not sure what the pronunciation is, but final look at the mushroom is under the stem, and you see it's nice, it's meaty, white. No insects have taken to this. There's no insect holes, so that's a nice one. We're gonna bag this, and off we go to search for other great tasting porcini mushrooms. All right, so it looks like we spotted another one. Can you see it? Can you see it in the frame? That's right. Let me zoom in. Zoom in a little closer. Okay. Remember the reddish orange cap, or brownish red cap. Here it looks quite reddish, but in reality it's a little bit more of a brownish color, reddish brown. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get that one. Okay, so we found a not so great one. I will not be taking this one. I'll explain why. Underneath the cap, ooh, that doesn't look very nice. It's pretty dry. The stem doesn't look that great. It's been chewed at. Not good. Just don't want to take a chance on it. So I'll throw that out. And let's continue. We're gonna keep on walking and looking for some more porcini mushrooms if we can find them. We'll just keep looking. Sometimes you can walk for hours and not find one, and then on other occasions you might walk 10 minutes and just find a bunch. So we will continue to go hunting for the porcini mushroom. So stay with me. So we've been walking quite a bit since we found that last porcini mushroom, and I haven't found any new ones. So we'll keep looking. Oh, there's one. There's one right there. Yep. I don't know if you can see that. All right, so I will take that one. I'm glad I found this. What I want to do is show you what a younger one looks like. That's a young one. The cap, the underside of the cap is white, and I've got a glare from the sun, but it's very white. Okay, it's very roundish. Now it's and the cap, that is. It's like a ball. Okay. The color of the cap is lighter in color. It's, from what I can see, it might look different on camera, but what I can see here is a very light brown color. That is a nice mushroom, no insects. And again, the stem has the net pattern we're looking for. Hope you can see that, or the web pattern. Alright, so that's a good one. It's a small one, but it's good to take back with us. Alright, and the young ones are actually quite tasty. I think they're tastier than the older ones, but it would be nice to eat this fresh, but again, I have no plans to cooking this tonight or any of these tonight. So I'm going to clean them, slice them, vacuum seal them. Okay, so I'm back. I cleaned the mushrooms, sliced them up, and vacuum sealed them, and then I put them in the freezer. This is what they look like when they're in the freezer bag. Right. So I vacuum sealed them. As you can see, I labeled them Porcini, October 22nd, 2017. I placed them right in the freezer, and these will be ready for when I'm ready to cook them. Well, thanks for joining me again. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and see you on another video. This is John from J&P Outdoors. Bye for now.